All right, so we're back with stitch number 17, and here's a look at the front of our little sample. And here's the back. All right, and this one's worked in even multiples, so any number as long as it's an even number. And it's going to be a 3-row repeat, so let's get started. All right, so we're going to begin from a foundation row. Now, if you don't know how to make a foundation row, you can check out the link up here. There, it's going to lead you to the playlist for all of these stitches, and in the first few videos I show you how to get to this point. But we're going to begin with a row of Tunisian simple stitch 2 together, kind of like what we've been doing in the sweater and in some of the other stitches for this series. So you're going to insert your hook behind 2 of the vertical stitches, and this is vertical stitch number 2 and 3. And you're going to yarn over, pull up a loop, and you're going to yarn over again and leave this loop on your hook so that we maintain stitch count. And then you just repeat. So insert your hook behind the 2 vertical stitches, yarn over, pull up a loop, and then yarn over again. And there we go, and then we get to the end. When you get to the end of the row, don't forget to do your last yarn over. You're going to insert your hook into this final stitch or cast on here in the final stitch, and you complete a regular return pass, and that's just yarn over, pull through 1, and then for the rest of the row it's yarn over, pull through 2 until you're left with just 1 loop on your hook. And then the next row, we're going to do a row of half double crochet, but you need to leave your stitches cast on onto your hook. So with a half double crochet, you're just going to yarn over, you're going to insert your hook into this space that's the open stitch. So you have this vertical stitch and then you have this one which is open. We're going to be stitching 2 half double crochets into this stitch. So once you've got your loop, you're going to insert your hook into the stitch, yarn over and pull up another loop, and then you're going to yarn over and pull through these 2 loops. And then you repeat in this same stitch. So yarn over, insert your hook into the stitch, yarn over and pull up a loop, and you're going to yarn over and pull through 2. You're going to skip this vertical stitch and go into the next open one and repeat. So 1 half double crochet, and then a second half double crochet. And you repeat this in the remaining open stitches of the row. When you get to the end, so here's this final one. So half double crochet 2 in the final stitch, or not in the final stitch, in the last vertical stitch, because this is the final stitch. You have to cast on into that final stitch. And there you go. And then you just complete a regular return pass. And then for row number 3, we are going to knit stitch. So as you work, which is something I should have done towards the end, one of the things that tends to happen is that these beginning stitches are going to be taller than these end ones, so you have to remember to kind of loosen up the tension here at the end. I completely forgot to do that, but here I'll show you what I mean at the end of this next row. That way your work doesn't start tilting to one side or the other. All right, so we're going to knit stitch in this row. So we have the first vertical stitch, skip that one, go into the second one, and insert your hook between the 2 legs of the vertical stitch, yarn over and pull up a loop, and then repeat. So go to the next vertical stitch, and you're going to knit stitch, go into this next one, and you're going to knit stitch, and so forth. And then you just complete your return pass. And those are the 3 rows you're going to repeat. You're going to repeat row number 1, not all 3 of the rows, but row number 1 a total of 7 times. Or I guess you're going to crochet it a total of 7 times. You're going to crochet the first one and then repeat it 6. So here's our little sample. So I'll show you. So we have the first one, so then it's just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6. After the 6th time you repeat it, or the 7th full, I guess, row 1 thing, you're going to do your bind off. So, and the bind off is just a single crochet bind off, but it's not the same one we've been working on before. So let me show you what that will look like. So let me just complete this, the return pass for this knit stitch, and then I'll do one more repeat of row 1. Oh, and I didn't loosen up. See, I told you I was going to show you how to loosen up the stitching, and then I went right into the return pass. All right, so once you get to the end, this one is not as noticeable as the one in the previous row, but When you need to loosen up your stitches, you just pull on your hook and your yarn, and that'll create a little bit more space between the previous row and then this one. And then your stitches should be about the even size. So then you complete your return pass. So sorry, I said I was going to show you how to do that, and then I totally didn't do it. But let me just complete another row 1 repeat, and then we'll do that bind off. All right, once you've completed your last repeat of row 1, we're going to do, instead of a half double crochet, it's just going to be a single crochet. So you're going to skip this first vertical stitch, go into the open one, and just insert your hook into the stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, and then single crochet. And then you repeat. So that you have 2 single crochets in that same stitch. Skip the next vertical stitch, go into the open one, and then single crochet 2. And then just continue to repeat this in all of the open stitches of the row. So I only have 2 more, so I'll just make these 2 single crochets real quick. You're going to single crochet into the final stitch of the row, chain 1, cut your yarn, and there is your little square. Thank you so much for watching. You can find a whole bunch of patterns and cool stuff on the website. I'll leave a link in the description box below, and I will see you again soon.